All right. Um, Now we're going to go over building some of the Necron Warriors. Uh, these guys are really, really cool. Uh, so for tools, we'll be using, much like in the other situation, we'll be using the nippers. Uh, Again, very, very good tool um, that lasts a good long time, so I do recommend them. Hobby knife for fine cutting and for scraping where necessary. Uh, Little sandpaper using God Hands number 400, as it's very, very fine, nice soft sponge material, so you shouldn't lose too much detail there. And for cement, when we eventually get to the cementing process, I'll be using Tamiya's orange label cement. Uh, it's got a nice good tackiness to it, so it holds most things fairly well. So step one, predictably, is cutting all the parts out of the tree. Uh, in this case, we're building warrior number 1. So almost all of his bits are numbered 1. Or maybe I would have. There we are. Cut a lot of that. All right. Now, Necron's parts tree, as you may be able to see in the shot, is quite large. Uh, there are way, way, way more Necron warriors in the beginner box compared to Space Marine figures. Uh, there are really 2 reasons for that. One is they are a lot more. I think the gentle way to put that is soft compared to the Space Marines, who are quite durable. Uh, the basic Necron warriors are pretty susceptible to being punched in the face quite hard. But the upshot on building these Necron warriors, they do have 2 options for weapons compared to the Space Marines, which only have 1 essentially. Come on, kiddo. There we are. You can either build them with the Gauss Flare, the single barrel gun, which does look very cool, is very imposing, or the Gauss Reaper, which is the twin barrel gun, which also looks, as you can see here, very, very cool, very imposing. For this one, I'm going to go with the flare because it's the basic weapon. 5, and they do have 2 head options, which is also very cool. 4 or 4A? Well, let's go with... Let's go with 4A. There we go. All right. That's all the parts cut out for Necron Warrior. Step 2 is to go through and clean them. Now, this process you want to be very, very careful with on these Necrons. Being a robot skeleton, they are very, very thin and very delicate. You just want to make sure you're being as careful as you can possibly be when it comes to cutting and cleaning these parts. And this is where a good cutter, like a God Hand or Model Master, if you can find them, is where you want to go. Mr. Hobby also makes a very, very nice set. In fact, I may want to switch over to my God Hands for doing the rest of these Necrons. If this is how close I have to cut them. Okay. Thankfully, though, because they are skeleton robots, you can be a little more rough with them, a little bit more aggressive with your cutting, because, you know, that's just dings, that's just dents, because they already have dings and dents all over them, just as part of the design. Once you got all your rough cuts taken care of, then you can go in and scrape those mold lines away, get in here with your sandpaper and just kind of smooth the edges out. And here we are. That's good. It does a body good. Alright. And off she goes. Alright. That's the face. The man who knows it's time to go. Time to go clear all of the new kids off the block. Ooh, man, that is some very, very delicate. Oof. Now, you may want to come back in and do some double cuts with your nippers on these. That is very, very fine. that, I'm going to want to here just kind of do a little bit of that light sand in action. Sometimes you may need to come around and do a quick once over on something like the arms or the bottom surfaces of some of these parts. Again, if you want really, really smooth looks, which, you know, they're your models, so I assume you want them to look good. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So taking an extra couple of seconds to make sure everything is nice and smooth is going to save you a lot of time and headache further down the road when you're going to paint these. I've been in Warhammer as a hobby for, geez, going on 15 years almost. And I have to say, this is the first time I've built Necrons. The only alien army I have ever been active with is orcs before, and they're like Space Marines. They're pretty chunky models. Very fun, and very cool looking in a lot of cases. But admittedly, chunky models, you know. This is more like when I was working with Imperial Guard, or as you will find them listed now as Astra Militarum. And those are very, very nice, very nice looking models, but they are very fiddly because they're people. They're normal person-sized people. Okay, so for the put together process on this, they first want you to, ooh, I almost missed that. Fit the flare together along with the other arm, and that sockets into the shoulders of the body, just like that, in a very, very nice, secure fit. And then you fit the head. Okay, that's the top of the neck. Okay, then I definitely want to go another pass. I thought that was down in the pelvis area. And that just posts in there. At least it should be. Right, I got my post hole lined up. Whoa, boy. Come on, dude. Boy, howdy, that is quite a thing. Surgically widen that hole a little bit. Hopefully get this post to seat a little bit more easily. And is it possible I've taken the wrong head off of this tree? I suppose all eventualities are possible. Okay. Or A will be. I see. That is exactly what I did. Fantastic. Yeah, and just like that, on he goes. Jeez. Okay, that's my fault. Back into the box you go, bonehead. Everybody be ready for a lot of skeleton chokes during this process, because I'm not going to be able to stop myself. Alright, so the chest goes together just like that. Hold the arms in place. Got your skull head there. And you fix to the base. Much like the Marines, they're hexagonally gated. Nope. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. And there you go. One fully assembled Necron Warrior. Gauss Flayer in hand.